Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another counter-side video. Alright, if you guys are not aware, we're gonna have new patch in C server, plenty of, I wouldn't say plenty, but numerous things that we can probably that deserve its own attention. Alright, let's talk about Nicole, which is one of the new characters added to the game. Alright, so I think we have probably seen this coming. She was in the story for the latest, what they want to call that, chapter and stuff. So Nicole added to the game. We're gonna have Cold Case Horizon and Fenrir Yumina. So these are both the Awakened. So Awaken Horizon, Awaken Yumina, rerun if you missed them. Now I wouldn't recommend Awaken Yumina. Again, like I think most players, if you play during the first anniversary for C server, maybe you have the selector, you can choose Awaken Mina or Awaken Hilde. But I would say Awaken Horizon is the better one between these two if you are looking to pull, right? So that's going to be a case for it. And they added a bunch of other things. As you can see, SC gear set option selection package, a new season for Danger Close, a bunch of things as well. Alright, so nothing too spectacular other than Nicole and some Awaken banners rerun. Again, I do highly recommending you guys to get Awaken Horizon. She's really strong. And she is pretty much, she makes your life easy in the Relic Dungeons. Alright, if you guys don't know what the Relic Dungeons is, it's the one of the hardest stage for PvE in the game, counter side. Now let's move on and talk about Nicole specifically. So what is Nicole all about? Again, I'll be using this website brightburn.co. I'll have the link in the description below so you guys can check it out for yourself. Nicole is a 3-cost soldier. Alright, keep in mind she's a soldier, but I think she fits both in soldier and counter teams. Although she's not particularly meta, but let's talk about what makes her strong or weak in a certain aspect. So passive skill, you can see whenever a target is closer than 9 meters, I don't know why they still use this meters thing, like it's a bit, like they should probably like have a mark that you can know, because it's hard to know like how far is 9 meters, right? So when this target is within 9 meters, knocking it back, ignore immunities. So it will grant her 20% attack speed for 8 seconds when she activates this, and if the enemy is defender type also reduces the enemy's speed by 90%. So they get knocked back and they move very slow. But this doesn't affect Awaken Defender. Alright, it only affects Defender. They are not Awakened. Like in PvP, this will be affecting Leomis, Rappel, Overflow, maybe. Those characters will move very slow. Alright, in a lot of other cases, boss are not included. Awaken are not included in that particular case. Now the passive can only be activated every 8 seconds, but if there are at least 3 enemies within 9 meters of Nicole, she will use it immediately. So pretty cool passive skill. I think this is a pretty alright passive skill. This is something that makes her kind of decent. Alright, so attack speed buff also increased from 20% to 40%. So she has quite a lot of pretty cool percentage in terms of the attack speed increase. Enemies hit are also skill sealed. And moving on to the special skill, she does have one special skill, throws Holy Bottle, dealing AoE damage for CO and replacers. Alright, these two categories. They will receive fixed damage equal to 15% of their max HP, which is pretty cool. Alright, so I think the CO replacers means it counts like maybe those are Replacer Knight, Replacer Queen, Replacer King. 15% of max HP is actually not too bad, might be a decent counter. Alright, but only if they were within the valid hit limit. So this is not bad of a special skill. And the last skill is also another passive skill. You can see this one, she will gain 20% attack boost when you deploy her for 8 seconds. Pretty cool. Of course, it increases buff duration and it increases to 30%. And it's reapplied when you redeploy her, which is always cool. So she has 2 passive, 1 special. How strong is she? Ideally, is she like a meta? In my opinion, no. For soldier teams, alright, if you are looking to build like a 3-cost ranger is competing against a lot of other rangers. Let's be honest here. A lot of rangers are 3-cost. Carl Wong, Gayut, until today they are still pretty much meta, and I think Carl Wong is going to be a pretty decent fit for a lot of soldier comps, because Carl Wong, you know, it just enables a lot. He can do quite a lot. Alright, decent choice if you're trying to be able to run soldier teams. Now, as opposed to Nicole, I feel like she has a similar issue with like maybe Kim Sorbin or a few other rangers, Han Sorin. I don't see her being used much. She's not meta per se based on the skills, but it's not bad either. I think like Liuri and Carl Wong is going to be like they are going to have way more impact, in my opinion, if you're looking for character that fits decently in soldier teams for you to be able to rush down the enemy. But if you want to use her, I don't think she's too bad. Countering the defender is really good. Too bad it doesn't affect awakened defender. So it's like, it's a gamble, right? It depends on who you're fighting against. But again, in strategy battle, this could be good, right? If you're fighting defenders that are not awakened, you could use this to try and slow them down. I think she's a decent unit, not the best though. Like she's like not the best ranger, 3-cost ranger. I would still pull for her for, you know, waifu sake or whatever. But other than that, nothing too spectacular. Alright, since this is a rather short video, let's climb up together with what happens in KR side of things as well. I figured we'll be able to talk a little bit about, you know, the KR patch notes that happened yesterday. So plenty of cool things happen in KR. There's this new character, right? And also Rearmed Titan. So I figured want to take this opportunity to talk about what happens in KR server per se. And there's a lot of cool things that's happening. Some balance changes as well. So Livia Tennis, this is a counter defender 4-cost. Alright, you can see 4-cost defender competing with Serapel and stuff. So pretty cool. Passive, after she casts special skill, she stops attacking. She will enter perfect evasion for 6 seconds. Alright, and this one cannot be dispelled. Also gives hit stun immunity from ultimate or lower skills for 6 seconds. That's pretty good. While in the perfect evasion, for every incoming attack, she will reduce hit of the attacker by 15% for 10 seconds, and this will go up to 75%. Alright, she decreased insane amount of hit, and on each application on the debuff, also deal damage equal to 10% of the enemy's current HP, not max HP, current HP. So this doesn't include bosses, and this does a lot more to snipers. So once the perfect evasion ends, she rushes towards the nearby enemy and deals damage. Alright, very cool skill. This is the next counterpass in KR, so I don't think this will come anytime soon in the rest of the servers. Special skill, you can see she dashed toward the closest enemies, dealing AoE damage, taunting damage enemies for 6 seconds. Very cool, and 20% damage reduction as well. So ultimate skill, she has the ability, apparently, dash quickly back and forth, dealing AoE damage in a large radius, deals additional damage equal to 25% of the target's current HP, but it's only 5% in Gauntlet. So this seems more like it favors PvE more than PvP, because 5% in Gauntlet is like, 5%, really? I guess it has to limit it, or else it'll be too broken, right? And she also gained 100% perfect, just evasion. 100% evasion for 15 seconds after cutting the skill. I thought it's perfect evasion, which is not too bad, alright? For a 4-cost, she's similar to Leomi. I think she's much more of an evasion-based tank, looks like. And most likely she will be able to benefit from the HP evasion sets if you guys have any, which is pretty cool. I do like it. So now let's talk about Rearmed Titan. Still a 6-cost, apparently pretty annoying character to deal against. Now, if you guys are not aware, Titan has this deployment resource +1 when you deploy. So Titan, despite being a 6-cost, is actually a 5-cost, right? And apparently, they rework how Titan works. The skill for the passive no longer gives skill haste, but gives percent HP, making it more tanky. And then the special skill for Titan, alright, at level 10, every 3 basic attacks launch an enhanced attack that fires missile at the closest target, dealing AoE damage. And the passive, when Titan enters a melee range or enemy comes close to Titan, Titan will deal massive damage and knock the enemy back, regardless it's a defender or whoever. Maybe include siege unit as well, but I think there are some characters that can't be knocked back or immune to hit stun or whatever, so those characters can't be knocked back, but I think this is a pretty cool skill. Increase its own defense by 35% for 15 seconds. The skill can't be used if the defense is active, so this knockback will only occur once every 15 seconds, which makes sense. Seems kind of strong, though. I'm not sure if Overflow can get pushed back, because Overflow is immune to hit stun. Damage targets will also lose 35% of their defense after using the skill. Pretty cool. And last but not least, Titan has a leader skill now. If you guys are not aware, Rearm characters have one additional leader skill. If you set them as a leader, you get this. Apparently another +1 when deployed. So when HP drops below 1% for the first time, Titan can recover 40% of max HP. This is insane. This is like a tanky, a massive... I don't know, I would rather have immortality, to be honest, because at least I can remove the immortality with certain characters, but recover 40%? You gotta apply some sort of a healing reflux of some sort. So overall, Titan now gains 2 deployment resource when you deploy him, so he's actually 4 cost now. I don't know, pretty insane. Momo is getting reworked a little bit. As you can see, before this, the healing reduction, 75%, has been changed to 100%. Apparently at all the levels. Instead of when you level up the operator from 75 become 80, 85, but now it's 100% at all levels, but they adjust or rework the duration to a shorter period of time. And when you level her up, it will increase the duration. So let's talk about the massive big change into the formula. Now I won't go too much detail into this because it's a little bit of it might be boring for some of you, alright? But the formula has a sort of like a rework. So now you can see before this, the final damage is like 1 minus defense percent. Alright, defense percent is going to affect the damage. And then sum of first category stats, roll advantage damage, multiplied by damage reduction, multiplied by damage reduction penetration, multiplied by hit check. But they change a lot of the category to simplify the formula as follows, right? And there's a cap for it as well, like 80%, 50% for certain caps. Alright, crit chance is also capped at 85%. I think that's the same as before. Now you can see these are capped at 80%. Anti-counter soldier mech damage res, right? Striker, sniper damage res, anti-ground melee range damage res. So yeah, plenty of things are getting changed a little bit. CC rework, CC res rework is also something that's pretty cool. You can see the stat CC resistance is kind of useless for the longest time ever, but they're trying to make it more impactful. So looking at this example, you can see attack down debuff that reduces attack by 50% for 10 seconds against a target with 50% CC res. Now before this, the duration will just be reduced 6.67 seconds as opposed to 10 seconds. So now after this, the duration will be reduced to 5 seconds and the attack down value would be reduced to 25%. So before this, CC res only affects the duration per se of the debuff. But now the value of the debuff is also significantly reduced, which I think is good, but I don't think you want to go for CC res still. I don't think anyone would tune their gears towards CC res per se. But at least now if you do get this, it's not too bad. So all gear pieces owned by players that have CC res on them will be updated with the new values after the patch hits the servers. Every instance of CC res stat existing gear will be decreased by 75%. Yeah, makes sense, right? Or else it will be too high. Healing reflux changed as well. So healing reflux is a unique effect that appears when the healing reduction debuff exceeds 100%. And this causes healing to turn into damage. Makes sense? So while healing reflux debuffs can be applied by some awakened units like Awakened Seoyun, recently other units and operators could stack the healing reduction debuff high enough and apply healing reflux in that way, to keep the effect more in line and to balance it properly in PvE and PvP. So they decide to cap the healing reduction to 100%. So healing reflux can no longer be achieved that way. Okay, so before this, you can stack a lot of units that reduces healing, so that healing becomes a healing reflux. Healing reduction becomes a healing reflux. So they are fixing that. I feel like this should be how it is. Like you shouldn't, like, if a character doesn't have healing reflux skills, they shouldn't be able to stack healing reduction to achieve the healing reflux once it goes above 100%, which doesn't make sense. In my opinion, this is something that makes sense. Safe zone changes in Gauntlet. The safe zone area is the area behind the ship. Any incoming damage will be applied to the ship instead of the units occupying it. Initially, the safe zone field is functioned well, forcing defensive side to respond to any attacks that reach the ship. In the last few months, a few overpowered tower units, Tower Xiaolin, they have increased the minimum distance a unit can be deployed, and now they can't be placed in the safe zone anymore, but they can still be pushed back there via knockback. So yeah, we'll have to see. This will affect tower units mostly. The formula that calculates the combat power of units and teams have been changed. Rarity of the employee will affect the CP. Rearm and awakened characters will have more CP. Completed sets will increase CP. Relic gear with good roll stats will increase CP. CP for the whole team has been changed from average to some. So salary negotiations simplified. The amount of gauntlet points earned while fighting NPC battles have been changed from a fixed 75 to variable value that increases when you fight stronger NPCs, starts at 30 and ends at 80. If you lose against NPC, you won't lose GP anymore, gauntlet points. Auto battle option has been improved, and you can specify if it should be auto in both rank and strategy battles or only in the modes. Fair enough. New enhancement model that increased T7 SSR. So these changes might come here to other servers as well, global or C. So please look out for it. There's a chance that it will happen early, similar to the gauntlet strategy that we do get early or almost the same time as KR. We might get that next week, as soon as next week. So something that you guys want to keep in mind about. Alright, so with that being said, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. It's a rather long one, I think, but hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As always, I might be busy with Tower of Fantasy for the next couple of days. I'll see you guys again. I don't know when's the next counter site video, but I am out. And hey, make sure you guys have a nice day and goodbye.